Tiene All right. Good evening, all of you. Good evening, everyone. Yes. Good evening, Ganesh, Chetan, Raksha, Naren, Ravi Kumar. Good evening, Tejas, Vasavraj. Good evening, Chaitra. Good evening, Khushi. Good evening. Yes. Good evening, Nirja, Pradeep, Gaurav. Good evening, Siddharth, Mohit. Correct. Yes, Mohit, you're right. Good evening, Viresh. Keetan, good evening. Anusha, good evening. Right. So I think this was something which was before the IPL started, right? Whether IPL will happen or not. But since the IPL has started, we are seeing different things only, right? You see CSK is losing on a trot. Yesterday also they lost, correct? So CSK, who was always like winning trot, they are losing now. Right? Delhi, who used to lose, is winning now, right? So lot of unexpectations are coming in this IPL, right? So this meme might have been correct few months before. Now so it is reverse gear. Okay? The effect of 2020 is like nothing is going to be as planned. Everything is going to be different, right? So let's start our class. KKR and SRH में I would say SRH. I should feel SRH. They have a better team. It will start little late, sir. Not now. It will start little late. Yeah, Ashutosh, you are right. Whatever may happen, RCB has maintained their consistency of losing. RCB is like, okay, let's lose. I personally feel RCB gets more money for losing than they get for winning. That's what I think. Yes, Pritesh, I can get your messages. Yeah, there is chance, Athar, but it's not guaranteed. There is an outstanding chance it might happen, but there's no guarantee for it. Yeah, DD has good chance of winning this time. Chalo, let's move ahead then. So what we were discussing last class, I guess last class we had discussed call-based reaction, correct? Last class we had discussed call-based reaction, right? They have played a two in which luckily they won first, second they lost badly. That is the situation of RCB Tharun, right? It's not just they lost badly, correct? So we had discussed carbenes also. We had discussed Kolbe reaction in the end. What is Kolbe reaction? If you take phenol, treat it with carbon dioxide and sodium hydroxide at a temperature of 673 Kelvin and 4 to 5 atmosphere pressure, you will get COH at ortho position and you'll get acid-base reaction. Phenols are acidic. Then you take NaOH, water will be eliminated, you'll get ONA. Then if you treat it with water, this O minus will take H plus from water and form OH. Right? Then this was named as salicylic acid. Mechanism was simple. O is minus, this carbon should be plus, this bond breaks like this, carbon gets a negative charge. This CO bond breaks like this, you get O minus. C minus will attack carbon having a positive charge. Right? So this carbon bond is formed, you get O minus. Right? And this bond is, then next bond breaks like this, H plus is released. This carbon gets negative, this bond again breaks. This carbon gets positive, negative double bond, and oxygen gets a negative charge. And this H plus which was released was taken by O minus to form OH. Right? Then water will give O minus H plus to form salicylic acid. This is what we have studied last class. Right? Are all of you clear with it? All of you are clear with it? Any doubts in call-based mechanism? This is repeat. So both the reactions are clear to you, call-based reaction and what do we say? Kolbe reaction and Reimer-Teimer reaction. Both the mechanisms are clear to you guys? Yes, very good. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. So next, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead with our today's recall test. So today's recall test is basically this one, assertion reason question. You can read it carefully. Assertion is phenol undergoes Kolbe's reaction. Phenol undergoes Kolbe's reaction, whereas ethanol does not, right? Phenoxide ion is more basic than ethoxide ion. So you have to choose the right option. I am giving you the poll now. Yes, so you get your poll now. Yes, so you have another 30 seconds for this question. You have another 30 seconds for this question to answer. So you have 30 questions to answer this question. I think Keertan, you're right. Naren, you need to check your answer again. Ganesh, right. Chetan, check again. Right. So you have last 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds. So I will end this now on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end it now. Yes. So the correct answer here is C. The correct answer here is C. Right? Obviously, phenol undergoes Kolbe's reaction, whereas ethanol does not. Obviously, because phenol white undergoes Kolbe's reaction, because Kolbe's reaction is electrophilic substitution reaction. It is an electrophilic substitution reaction, which is given by aromatic compounds, and ethanol is aliphatic compound. So obviously, ethanol cannot give electrophilic substitution reaction. It is given by aromatic compounds. Phenoxide is aromatic, ethanol is not. Then the reason they have given is phenoxide ion is more basic than ethoxide ion. Let us check which is more basic. Now this O minus undergoes resonance, right? So if Lewis acid comes to it, will it be able to donate lone pair? No, because it has donated its lone pair into the resonance. Whereas ethanol, lone pair is not given for donation, or ethoxide ion. You can take ethoxide ion. Lone pair is not given for donation into resonance. So if Lewis acid comes to it, it can easily donate its lone pair because its lone pair is not involved in resonance. This lone pair is involved in resonance. So therefore, this is a weaker base than ethoxide ion. They are saying phenoxide ion is more basic than ethoxide ion. So this is a false statement, right? This is a false statement because we know phenoxide ion is a weaker base than ethoxide ion. Why? Because it has given its lone pair into resonance. So if Lewis acid comes to it, it cannot donate lone pair to Lewis acid. If it cannot donate lone pair to Lewis acid, how will it act as a Lewis base? Right? That's why this is wrong. Is that clear? The correct answer is C option. Any doubts on this? Anyone? Yes, everyone. Any doubt on this? Anyone having any doubt on this? No doubts? We'll move ahead. Chalo, great. So let's move ahead. Yeah, this is one question. I want all of you to try this. Try this question carefully. Try this question carefully. There are a lot of reactions used here from phenols also. So try this carefully. Yes. So do it carefully. Do not hurry up on this. There is one very important factor here which you need to consider. So I'm getting equal answers in all the four options. Very few of you have voted till now, right? Yes. So you have another 20 seconds for this. Please vote fast. You have another 20 seconds for this. So please vote fast. Yes. So we are going to end it on the count of 3. If you have not voted, please vote fast. So let's end it on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's end it now. Let's end it now. Right. So if you see this, what is happening here? Let us take it on next page. Now, if you don't know the mechanism, you can't do this. It's difficult for you to solve this question. See here. So in the first page, in the first reaction, it is Friedel-Crafts alkylation. The first reaction here is Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Right? It is Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So how does it take place? If you take a benzene here, and if you take AlCl3 with this, so we know the mechanism. AlCl3 will remove Cl to form AlCl4 minus. The Cl will be taken by aluminium. Aluminium AlCl3 takes Cl minus to form AlCl4 minus, and this carbon will get a positive charge. You got an electrophile, but this is a primary carbocation. It will rearrange to secondary. There will be a hydride shift here, so that you get a secondary carbocation. Now this is your carbocation electrophile. Now this electrophile you have to attach it to benzene. So when you react it with benzene, you will get, this is your electrophile which will be attached. So you will get isopropyl benzene. What is this known as? Isopropyl benzene. It is also known as, what is this isopropyl benzene known as? Very good, Hari Prakash, Ashutosh. This is known as cumene. It is known as cumene. Then cumene on oxidation, we have already done this preparation. I'm not going to repeat it. Cumene on oxidation undergoes the reaction and gives you what? Phenol. Cumene on oxidation gives phenol. We have done this in preparation of phenol. Correct? So you'll get phenol. Now you have to treat it with CCl4 NaOH. Let me remind you, if you would have treated it with CHCl3 and NaOH, then you would have got phenol and CHO aldehyde. But you are not taking chloroform here, you are taking CCl4. Right? In chloroform, there was an acidic hydrogen. There is no acidic hydrogen here. So what will happen? You have 2 CCl4. Sorry, you have 4 Cl. This will give OH minus. Now OH minus with CCl4 will act as a base or nucleophile. OH minus with CCl4 will act as a base or nucleophile. What it will behave? It will act as a base or nucleophile. What do you think? Yes. It cannot act as a base because there is no acidic proton here. Where it will take proton from? There is no hydrogen which it can take. So it will act as a nucleophile. So it will do substitution reaction. Cl goes, OH comes in. So you will do all the 4 Cl will be substituted. All the 4 Cl will be substituted. Correct? And I told you some class back, these alcohols are known as what? This is what type of alcohol? This is what type of alcohol? I told you something about them. What type of alcohol is this? This is gemdiol. When both the OH are present on same carbon, they are known as gemdiol. It will immediately lose a molecule of water, right? So this oxygen 1 bond will be free, carbon 1 bond will be free, it will form a bond with itself. You will get C double bond O. Similarly, there will be a loss of water molecule here also. So now you will get CO2 formed. Correct? So phenol is already present. I have just reacted my reagent. Phenol is still as it is present. So now phenol is present with what? Phenol is present with CCl4 NaOH. CCl4 NaOH has reacted among themselves to give you CO2. So you will get CO2. And NaOH is anyways present. Right? Now this becomes which reaction? Now this becomes which reaction? Now this becomes which reaction? Kolbe reaction. So your product will not be aldehyde, your product will be acid. So you'll get OH, COH. This will be your final answer. This will be your final answer. So the correct option here is which one? A. A is the correct answer. You will not get aldehyde, you will get acid. If you would have taken chloroform, CHCl3, then you would have got aldehyde. Is that clear, everyone? That means CCl4 NaOH can also give Kolbe reaction. CCl4 NaOH can also give Kolbe reaction. Write it in your notebook. It is very important. CCl4 with NaOH can also give Kolbe reaction. Right? Yeah. Or sometimes CCl4 NaOH, when it gives Kolbe reaction, it is also called abnormal Reimer-Teimer reaction. It is also called abnormal Reimer-Teimer reaction because Reimer-Teimer may should get aldehyde. Here you get COH. So it is also called abnormal Reimer-Teimer reaction. Right? Yes. All of you please check this. If there is any doubt in this question, please ask. Yes, all of you please check this. If there is any doubt in this question, please ask. And if there is no doubts, write no doubts. Do not sit like saint. Yes. Third step. What is the third step? One, two, three. Are you asking this step? Rohan? Rohan, are you asking this step? Next. Rohan, go and check. No, we have done the preparation of cumene with phenol. We have done the preparation of phenol with cumene. Go and check it once. That's why I have not written the mechanism of this step. Because we have already done this. Right? For brief, I can tell you, you will take NaOH here. It will remove H plus. So that this carbon will get a negative charge. You have O double bond O. Negative charge will attack oxygen. Then you'll get carbon OO. So you'll get carbon OOH. Then from next case, this phenyl migrates to OH, right? This bond breaks like this. So you have OOH, right? This phenyl migrates like this. This carbon gets positive charge. This bond breaks like this. Carbon gets negative, positive, negative double bond. This oxygen is positively charged. Phenyl will attach. So phenyl with OH will become phenol. Okay? Nothing, Pritesh. First we did Friedel-Crafts alkylation. We formed cumene. From cumene we did the oxidation and formed phenol. So our compound B was phenol. And then we treated it with CCl4 NaOH. It will undergo OH minus will act as a nucleophile. There is no acidic hydrogen available. So all the Cl will be substituted by OH. You get gem diol. We know gem diols are unstable. They will lose water. So it loses water. You get C double bond O here. It also loses water. You get C double bond O here. So you'll get CO2. Right? That CO2 with NaOH will react with your phenol to give you a call-based reaction. So what I said, it is not necessary to take CO2 NaOH only. CCl4 NaOH can also give you a call-based reaction. Is that clear? Everyone, is that clear? In this, acetone will also be formed as a byproduct here. Along with phenol, you'll also get acetone byproduct. Obviously, CH3CO, CH3 you'll get. Okay? Yes, you're right, Basavraj. Any doubts? Anyone whatsoever? Attack of electrophile on benzene. I didn't get your point, Pratibha. Attack of electrophile on benzene means? Simple, beta. You are Pratibha. You are asking me to repeat whatever I taught in first year again. I can do that, but we don't have that much time, no? You should understand that also. This is Friedel-Crafts alkylation, no? Like any other electrophile, take any electrophile, this bond breaks like this, carbon gets negative charge, so electrophile will attack here. Any electrophile it can be. You'll get a positive charge here, electrophile here. Then from next carbon, H plus is lost, so that this carbon gets negative, positive negative double bond. So basically your hydrogen is replaced by electrophile. Here your electrophile is this. Therefore, one of the hydrogen is replaced by your electrophile, isoprophile. Is that clear, Pratibha? It is just like any other electrophilic substitution reaction. I repeat, you take electrophile here, break this bond like this, carbon gets negative. Negatively charged carbon takes electrophile, right? And this carbon gets positive. So what you get? You get electrophile here and positive charge here. From the next carbon, H plus is lost, negative on this carbon, positive on this carbon, double bond. So you got electrophile attached. Is that clear? Chalo. Let's move ahead with the next question. Try this question, guys. I'll give you the structure of xylene. Xylene is when two methyl groups are present together on benzene. This is called orthoxylene. Right? This is called orthoxylene. I'll not give this to you to solve. It's not possible for you to solve this. It is one of the important reactions of phenol. Please see this carefully. This is your xylene. When you treat it with concentrated nitric acid, I told you something about concentrated nitric acid in nitration reaction. What did I tell you? I told you concentrated nitric acid ka one property during nitration of phenol. What was that? It is a very good oxidizing agent. It's a very good oxidizing agent. So it will oxidize both your phenol, both your methyl group to COH. It will oxidize both your methyl group to COH. Right? So you'll get phthalic acid. This is known as phthalic acid. Right? Then this will lose a molecule of water, OHH, to form this type of compound. C double bond O, C double bond O connected to each other through oxygen. These are known as anhydride. When you remove water from acid, they are known as acid anhydride. Now the next reaction is very important. Please see this. So I have got this compound. Nowadays JEE Mains is asking these type of questions. I've got my phthalic anhydride because it is the anhydride of phthalic acid. Phthalic acid ka anhydride will be phthalic anhydride. So you'll get, yes. So this is your phthalic anhydride. This, if you treat it with phenol, this is your compound X treated with phenol. So compound X, when you treat it with phenol, what will happen? See this carefully. Very, very important. C double bond O, O, C double bond O, O. So you'll get two phenol molecules. H here, H here. So the hydrogen of these two and oxygen of this will lose a molecule of water, right? And it will look like this, finally. This is a carbon, O, C double bond O, O. So this carbon is now forming a bond with this carbon also. This carbon is forming a bond with this carbon also. So you'll get two bonds. And here you will get benzene, OH, benzene, OH. Correct? Now what is this compound known as? This compound which you have formed here is known as phenolphthalein, which we have used in lab. This compound is known as phenolphthalein. You have used this compound in lab as indicator for titration. Right? This is your phenolphthalein. Very easy, no? Very easy, no? I didn't got from the step of treating with phenol. See, Preksha, I'm not writing any mechanism here. I just said from this carbon, two hydrogen and one this oxygen is eliminated as water molecule, H2O. So when you eliminated a molecule of water, then this carbon, two bonds are free. So one bond it will form with this carbon, one bond it will form with this carbon. You have eliminated a molecule of water. Is that clear? Right? This is your phenolphthalein. The reactant's name, what was reactant? Xylene, orthoxylene. Reactant was orthoxylene. Is that clear now, everyone? If there is any doubt on this, please ask. No doubt? Please see both the slides. This is the first slide. Your first treated concentrated nitric acid, CH3 has been oxidized to acid. Ortho acid will lose a molecule of water to form CO connected by this oxygen. CO connected by this oxygen. Phthalic acid ka anhydride will be phthalic acid anhydride. Now this you have reacted it with phenol to eliminate two molecule of water, to eliminate a molecule of water from, and to eliminate molecule of water you need two hydrogen which comes from phenol, right? So when you eliminate H2O here, H2O, this carbon will form one bond with this carbon, one bond with this carbon. So you'll get this. This compound is known as phenolphthalein, right? So I hope it is clear to everyone. If there is any doubt, please post on the chat. If this is your homework, guys, keep this as homework. This is your homework. You can take a screenshot. It's a good question. Slightly lengthy question, but still you can do it. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Yes? Right. So let's move towards the iodoform test. What is iodoform test? We'll do it in next chapter also. Iodoform test is a test used to distinguish. It is a test used to distinguish between We use phenolphthalein as an indicator in titration, right? We use phenolphthalein as an indicator for titration, acid-base titration. Test used to distinguish between two alcohols, then alcohols, aldehydes and ketones, two alcohols, aldehydes and ketones. So since we are studying alcohols, I'll take example only of alcohol. So first of all, see what is the condition for iodoform test. What is the condition for iodoform test? Right? The condition here is that any alcohol or ketone, there must be 3 alpha hydrogen. If 3 alpha hydrogen are not present, it will not show iodoform test. There must be 3 alpha hydrogen, then only iodoform test is possible. Then only iodoform test is possible. Then only iodoform test is possible. Phenolphthalein is pink color in basic medium, colorless in acidic medium, Rohan. Yes, sure, Preksha. Remind me. Now, if there are 3 alpha hydrogen, then only iodoform test is possible. If there is no 3 alpha hydrogen, 2 alpha hydrogen also is there, then also iodoform test is not possible. Now, let us take an example. If I take CH3, I'll not discuss the mechanism of this here. I will discuss the mechanism of this in next chapter. Right? We have a haloform reaction there. There I'll discuss the mechanism. For now, you just remember it. So if you take it, this is your propane 2-ol. Right? Propane 2-ol. Now let us take propane 1-ol. If you want to distinguish between these two, this is very important question for CBSE students also. Propane 1-ol, propane 2-ol. So how will you distinguish between these two? So see carefully. Here, let us take alpha hydrogen. The carbon having OH, functional group, next carbon is alpha carbon. Is it having 3 alpha hydrogen? No. It is having 2 alpha hydrogen. That means, will it give iodoform test? No, it will not give iodoform test. Right? Check here. The carbon having OH functional group, next carbon is alpha carbon. Is it having 3 alpha hydrogen? Yes, it is having 3 alpha hydrogen. Right? So can it give iodoform test? Yes, it can give iodoform test, but it cannot give. Right? Now let us see what is iodoform test. If I treat it with iodine in NaOH, this alpha hydrogen part, CH3 part, will be converted into CHI3, iodoform. This is known as iodoform. And iodoform is yellow precipitate. So you will be able to see that. When you treat it with I2NaOH, no reaction. No reaction. Because it does not contain alpha hydrogen. So the compound or alcohol containing alpha hydrogen will give iodoform test, whereas the alcohol not having 3 alpha hydrogen will not give iodoform test. Right? Sakshi, Beta Ganesh, I said there must be minimum 3 alpha hydrogen. Okay? So what the condition is, there should be at least 3 alpha hydrogen, then only iodoform test is possible. This is carbon having OH. Next carbon is this alpha carbon. Is it having 3 alpha hydrogen? Yes, it is having 3 alpha hydrogen. So first thing is, it will give the test. Right? Here, the carbon having OH is this. Next carbon is alpha carbon. Is it having 3 alpha hydrogen? No, it is having 2 alpha hydrogen. So it will not give this test, Sakshi. Right? Now, what is iodoform test? If you treat it with I2 in NaOH basic medium, this CH3 will get converted into CHI3, which is iodoform. It is yellow PPT. So if it contains 3 alpha hydrogen, you'll get a yellow PPT. Since it does not contain 3 alpha hydrogen, it will give no reaction. So you'll be able to distinguish between propane 2-ol and propane 1-ol. Propane 1-ol will not give yellow PPT with iodoform I2NaOH, whereas propane 2-ol will give yellow PPT with I2 and NaOH. Right? Is that clear, everyone? Can this be asked? Of course, it can be asked in boards. It is for boards only. It is rarely asked in JEE or NEET. It is for boards only. Can this? It will be asked in boards. Yeah, this can be asked in NEET, but what I'm saying is, it is more important for boards. JEE they don't ask direct questions like this. We will see why there should be 3 alpha hydrogen. We will understand it from mechanism in the next chapter, Pratish. Right? You will understand it from mechanism. Because you have to substitute these 3 hydrogen by 3 iodine atoms. Then only you will get iodoform. We'll see the mechanism in next chapter. I'm not going to discuss the mechanism here. I'll write some compounds here. You have to identify which of the following will give iodoform test. Butane 1-ol, butane 2-ol, pentanol, pentane 2-ol, pentane 3-ol, benzyl alcohol, then last I am giving you the structure. Right? So attempt this, guys. Tell me which of these will give. Just a minute, I'll have water size. So have you guys got this? So I'll go one by one. You have to just check which will give, which will not give. Right? First one, butane 1-ol. Will it give iodoform or not? Will it give iodoform or not? Very good. It will not give iodoform because if you take CH3, CH2, CH2, OH, this is the carbon having OH, next carbon is alpha carbon. It is having 2 alpha hydrogen. So will it give iodoform test? Answer is no, it will not give. So cross. Butane 2-ol, will it give? CH3, CH2, CH, OH, CH3. Will it give iodoform? Yes, it can give. Because the carbon having OH, next carbon is this. So it has 3 alpha hydrogen. So it can give iodoform test. What about pentanol? Pentanol, will it give CH3, CH2, 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 CH3? Will it give iodoform test? No, it will not give. Because if you have OH here, the carbon having OH is this, next carbon is having, alpha carbon is having 2 alpha hydrogen only. Right? Next is pentane 2-ol. Will it give CHOH, CH3? Yes. Carbon having OH, next carbon is alpha carbon, it is having 3 alpha hydrogen, so it will give. Right? Next one, pentane 3-ol. Pentane 3-ol, will it give? Will it give? No. Because the carbon having OH, next carbon is these two, both are having 2 alpha hydrogen, 2 alpha hydrogen. So it cannot give, right? So pentane 3-ol. Now benzyl alcohol, will it give? Do you guys remember the formula of benzyl alcohol? Do you guys remember the formula of benzyl alcohol or not? If I take benzene plus CH2OH, this is called benzyl alcohol. So carbon having OH, next carbon is not having 3 alpha hydrogen. It is not having hydrogen only, right? So it cannot give. Fourth compound, diphenylmethane. Diphenylmethane. Will it give? No. Acha. वैसे भी this does not contain functional group only, so it can anyways not give. It does not contain OH, so it will not give. So I hope you understand now which compound will give iodoform and which will not give iodoform. I hope this iodoform test is clear to everyone. I hope now you will be able to identify which compound will give iodoform test and which will not give iodoform test, right? So let's move ahead with the next concept. This is again some test for phenols. This is very important. This is very important. Very, very important, right? Abhishek Patel is saying 5th. Acha, haan, sorry. 5th one will not give. Correct? Yes. So now see this. See this carefully, right? Test for phenol. There are 3 tests basically. First one is phenol or alcohol, you can say. Neutral FeCl3 test, Lieberman nitroso test. This test may not be asked in JEE Mains and NEET, but nowadays I'm not sure about JEE Mains. They're asking anything, right? So neutral FeCl3 test is important only for books because it is given in your textbook. This is given in your textbook. Then ferric ammonium nitrate test. This year JEE Mains had asked this question. This test was asked this year in JEE Mains exam. Okay? Now let us see what is FeCl3 test, right? So what we generally do is phenol on reaction with neutral ferric chloride gives ferric phenoxide, which is violet in color, right? You don't have to worry about it. See carefully what happens here. If I take phenol, benzene O minus H plus, then we take FeCl3, then we take FeCl3. FeCl3 will be giving you Fe3 plus ion. So Fe3 plus ion, if it combines with phenyl O minus, so Fe3 plus PH O minus. If you cross multiply, your compound form will be FeOPH whole 5. So you will take 3 molecules of phenol here, and the H plus here will combine with 3Cl minus here to form 3HCl, right? And this compound formed here has violet color, right? So this test is given by only 2 functional groups, that is, so this test is given by compounds having this type of functional group. It is enol. Enol can get converted into keto form. Remember that, keto-enol tautomization, right? So this can be given by enol. So basically you can say phenol can give this test and carboxylic acid also give this test. These 2 functional groups can give this test, okay? Because they are acidic in nature. Now if somebody tells you distinguish between methanol and phenol, how will you do that? Same. If you want to distinguish between these 2, treat both of them with FeCl3 solution, it will show no reaction, normal alcohol, whereas this will show with neutral FeCl3, it will form violet colored compound, right? So basically phenol gives this test called neutral FeCl3 test, right? So if there is any doubt, please ask. We are moving towards Lieberman nitroso test. It was asked once in KVY. Yes, any doubt in this, please ask. We are going to move towards Lieberman nitroso test. Yes. Yeah, this is the next slide for screenshot. Yes, noted. Good. Now, see this. Yes. Now see this. Lieberman nitroso test may you treat it with NaNO2 in H plus, right? NaNO2 in H plus. So what happens due to that is you will get the following reaction. I will write it here. If you treat phenol with NaNO2 in HCl, so NO2 minus is what? This is NO2 minus. So if you treat it with acid, what will happen? Excess of acid, what will happen? N double bond O, O minus takes H plus to form OH. You treat it further with acid, OH will get protonated and form N double bond O, OH2 plus. It will lose a molecule of water to form N double bond O plus. Electrophile is this. Now this is your electrophile, right? This is your electrophile. So if you react it with phenol, phenol sends electrophile to orthopara direction. Phenol sends the electrophile to orthopara direction. Therefore, you will say electrophile is attached to para position. So how will it happen? So electrophile will come and attach to para of phenol. You'll get N double bond O, correct? Now, this is a kind of a keto form. It can undergo enolization. How? This bond breaks like this. Oxygen negative, nitrogen positive. Next carbon should be negative. So next bond breaks like this. This carbon gets positive. This should get negative. So next bond breaks like this. This carbon gets positive. Then OH bond breaks like this. Oxygen gets negative. So if you do the total movements, what you will observe is, this is your enolization, keto-enol tautonization. What you will observe is, between this carbon there is a positive charge, this carbon negative charge. There will be one double bond here. Correct? Now, between nitrogen, oxygen, bond becomes single bond, O minus. This O minus will take what? H plus. So that will get OH, right? And this nitrogen gets positive charge, this carbon gets negative charge. There will be a double bond here. And NO takes H plus, O minus will take this H plus, correct? And this carbon is positive, oxygen is negative. There will be a double bond between these two also. So you'll get a double bond. This double bond we have not touched, it remains as it is, correct? You'll get this compound. You'll get this compound. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear, everyone? This is your tautomerization. This is your keto-enol tautomerization. Vishal, I think Monday. Vishal, I think Monday. Monday, max Tuesday. Why, Vishal? What is its name? We can't do the nomenclature of this. We'll have to use some it's an intermediate pranav, so it's difficult to name it. Okay? By Monday, I think we'll be able to finish this chapter. So now you have got this compound, basically, right? Now what you'll do is, you are going to again treat it with H2SO4. So when you treat it with H2SO4 again, what you'll get? In acidic medium, this OH will also get protonated, and you will get N double bond O, double bond O, double bond N, OH2 plus. It lose a molecule of water, right? So if it lose a molecule of water, you will get, let's see, you are going to get double bond, double bond, double bond, double bond N plus. Now this is your electrophile. This is your electrophile, and you have a phenol molecule. You have another molecule of phenol. So since this electrophile is very bulky, it will not go to ortho position, it will go to para position. So if this electrophile attacks the para position, it will substitute hydrogen here, and your product formed will be something like this. This is your electrophile. N has attacked the para position of phenol, and you'll get OH here. This is what you are going to get, right? This is what you are going to get. See here, right? And this compound, it's known as indophenol blue. Indophenol blue. This is blue colored compound. It is indophenol blue. Okay? And there will be one double bond nitrogen also here. Okay? Indophenol blue. Please check the mechanism again. If there is any doubt, please ask. After this, this electrophile attacks the, just a minute. After this electrophile is generated, it attacks the para position of phenol and get attached to the para position of phenol. Okay? Please check this carefully. If there is any doubt on this, please ask. It is blue color dye. It is blue color dye, indophenol blue. Name of the dye, Pranav. Name of the dye. Right? So first, this is indophenol red. Sorry, this is your indophenol red. Just a minute. It is your indophenol red. When you take phenol, you'll get indophenol red. When you add KOH to it, then you'll get blue color. So if you add KOH to this, O minus, you'll get H plus lost here. H plus will be combining with OH minus. So your final compound will be this. After adding KOH, you'll get double bond O, double bond N. Here you had O minus, K plus. You'll get salt. This is indophenol blue. This is indophenol blue. Right? Color will change from red to blue. Right? Can indophenol red can act as test for basicity? Yes, you can. If it changes the color in the required pH range, then you can put out. Indophenol blue, these are the dyes which are used in coloring your clothes and all. These are the dyes which you use in coloring of your clothes and all. Right? They are dyes. You understand dye, right? These are dyes. In dyeing they are used. In dyeing means not marne wala dyeing. Dyeing means color lagane wala dyeing. Okay? Right. Let's dry cleaning, you can say that also. Let's move ahead. Yeah. So first two tests, are they clear to everyone? Are the first two tests clear to everyone? Any doubt in the first two tests of phenol? Anyone? Anyone having any doubt in the first two tests of phenol, please ask. Very good. Last test is ferric ammonium nitrate test. It is given by alcohol. Ferric ammonium nitrate test is done by alcohols, right? Are Pritesh, the color ka reason is not K plus. The color ka reason is this conjugation. This conjugation is responsible for color, Pritesh. Resonance, extended resonance is responsible for color. K plus is not responsible for color. Okay? Now, this test is given by alcohols as well as phenols, right? So with phenols, you will get green or brown PPT, right? Let's see. few drops of ferric ammonium nitrate added to 3 to 4 ml of aqueous solution organic compound. If a green or brown precipitate is formed, that means your compound is phenol. It is given by other alcohol also. So this is your formula for ferric ammonium nitrate. It's a coordination complex. It's a coordination complex. Cerium ka, iron ka Fe3 plus is ferric. We know D and F block में cerium can show +2, +3, +4. Ferric means we are talking about +4. Pranav. So if you take it, ammonium ferric nitrate, so your complex is ferric nitrate is your complex. Nitrate ion is your ligand, and ammonium is your simple cation. Okay? If you treat it with phenol, right? So what will happen is 2 of the nitrate will be replaced by phenol as the ligand, right? So you'll get ferric nitrate 4 and 2 ligands will be of phenol. So phenol will be acting as ligand here. So you'll get this complex plus you'll get ammonium nitrate also. Correct? Now this complex which you get is green or brown PBT. Green or brown PBT. Right? This is your ferric ammonium nitrate test. It is also given by alcohols. It is also given by alcohols. Right? It can be given by methanols, given by other alcohols also. This year there was a question on this. Given by, but not directly, indirectly. Given by alcohols also. Given by alcohols also. Right? So this is your last test for phenol. Okay? Why do we get 2 different colors for the same complex? That depends upon the purity of a sample, no? That depends upon how much pure your phenol is. If it has impurity, color can change, right? If you have impurity, color can change. Phenol is acting as ligand. Phenol is acting as ligand because it can donate lone pair, right? This was the last slide, Sakshi. Sorry, Preksha. This was the last slide. Can we say it is ionization isomerism? No. There is no ions only. You can't say that. It is a substitution reaction type of. Now you see the uses. Phenol is used wisely as antiseptic in ointments and soaps. 2,4-dichloro-3,5-dimethylphenol is Dettol. The Dettol which you use is also a phenol compound, right? Phenol is used in the manufacture of dyes like phenolphthalein. I have already told you how to prepare phenolphthalein, right? Alizarin, azo dyes. We'll discuss azo dye in last chapter. It is in the manufacturing of famous drugs like aspirin, phenacetin. These are the drugs. In the preparation of these drugs, we use phenol, right? It is pharmaceutically very important. We will learn about these steps in the last chapter of the syllabus. In the manufacture of bakelite, we'll learn this in polymer. What is bakelite? It's a polymer, right? It is present in your electrical switches. Your electrical switches are made up of bakelite. It is a polymer of phenol, right? And formaldehyde. So phenol is used as starting material for the manufacture of drugs. This we have already discussed, right? So these are wide variety applications of phenol, right? Bakelite is a type of polymer which is used in your electrical switches, right? It is thermosetting type of polymer. Once you melt it, you cannot reshape it. It is gone forever. Okay? Halide handles too, correct. In cooking utensils handles also you use bakelite. Okay? This finishes your phenol. Right? We'll discuss the basic of naming of ethers today. So that Monday, most likely Monday we'll be able to finish this chapter. Most likely, yes. Monday we can finish this chapter. So if you take IUPAC name of ethers, the formula of ethers is ROR. Yes, Pranav, it is there. We'll start Kahoot in next 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes to wind up the IUPAC naming part. ROR is known as ether. Let's say ROR dash, different alkyl groups. So IUPAC name, how do you write? Right? So IUPAC name of it is alkoxyalkane. Alkoxyalkane. Which alkyl group is named as alkoxy? Smaller alkyl group is named as alkoxy. And larger alkyl group is named as alkane. Right? For example, if I take CH3O, CH2, CH3. So smaller alkyl group is methyl. So methyl will be named as alkoxy. That means methyl will be named as methoxy. And 2-carbon alkane will be ethane. This is how you name it, right? And if you have to write common name, write the alkyl groups in alphabetical order. Alkyl groups in alphabetical order. Followed by suffix ether. Okay? For example, you have methyl group and ethyl group. What comes alphabetically first? Ethyl. So write ethyl, methyl, and ether. This is the common name. Write alkyl groups in their alphabetical order and then attach a name, methyl. Similarly, you can take CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. Both the alkyl groups are same. You can write anyone as alkoxy. So 2-carbon alkoxy will be ethoxy and 2-carbon alkane will be ethane. Common name, both are alkyl groups are ethyl. So you can write diethyl ether. Diethyl ether is very volatile compound. It is used in your nail paint removers. Right? When you use nail paint removers, it contains diethyl ether. Correct? So that's all we have for today. Tomorrow, Monday, we'll finish your ethers. It has only few reactions to do. Right? Acetone is also there. Acetone and diethyl ether both are present. Presha. Some nail paint remover may they add acetone. Some may they add diethyl ether. Right? So let's move to our Kahoot. Today's Kahoot is on Mr. Bean. Have you seen Mr. Bean? Have you seen Mr. Bean? How many of you see Mr. Bean cartoon? How many of you see Mr. Bean cartoon? So this is based on that. It's a good one. If you have not seen, you can see it. It's a silent comedy. You should definitely see it. Let's see our Mr. Bean. So your game pin, guys, is 1624016. 1624016. 1624016 is your game pin. 1624016 is your game pin. 1624016 is your game pin. One 1624016 is your game pin. Somebody has taken Mr. Bean's name only. Assuming if you take Mr. Bean's name, you will win it. That's not going to happen. RCB is a loser. Somebody has taken that name. Somebody can take CSK is a loser also. Right. So, how many of you are still hanging there? How many of you are still hanging there to join? Yeah, I know that, Pranav. Oh, got it. So we'll start. Somebody joined with Doraemon. Preksha, is it you with Doraemon? Somebody has joined with the name of CSKs. Somebody has. Acha. Chalo, let's see this. I'm starting, guys. Anybody else out there? Anybody else out there? It's an easy quiz. So all of you will answer it correctly. So maintain the speed. Oh, Pritesh, where are you, man? So I hope everybody has joined. I hope everybody has joined. So let's start. So here we start the quiz. Yeah. So it's on Mr. Bean. Laughter King, Mr. Bean. Easy questions. All are easy questions. Who is Mr. Bean's best friend? Who is Mr. Bean's best friend? This is easy. So don't get it wrong. Yeah. And the correct answer is obviously. Oh my God. All of you know this like hell. That's good. I am just kind of surprised with those who voted A and C. Like, this is seriously different. Ashfit on top, Mr. Bean on second, Bedlam Ganesh on third, Gauri on fourth, Naren on fifth. I'm telling you guys, whoever answers fast will win. Everybody will know all the answers. So speed is important. Second question. Roman Atkinson has a master's degree from Queen's College, Oxford. In which field does he hold that degree? He has a master's degree in which field? He has master Roman Atkinson is his original name of Mr. Bean. So he holds this degree in which field? That's again a easy question. And yes, it is electrical engineering. Rowan Atkinson is an electrical engineer, guys, from Oxford. Still a good comedian. See. So Ashfit, Mr. Bean still on the top two. Naren third. At the rate Abhi. Acha, this is Abhi hash exclamation. That means it is Abhishek on third, fourth. Narek on fifth. Right. So the next question in front of your screens now. Which car Mr. Bean drives? Which car Mr. Bean drives? Car is missing here. So which car does Mr. Bean drive? You must remember that epic scene when Mr. Bean parks the car, take the steering along with him. He removes the steering and take it along with him. Yes, it is a Mini Cooper. Very good. It's a Mini Cooper. Let's move to the next one. So Ashit has been replaced. Oh my God, Ashit from the top is gone out. Mr. Bean is also gone out. That means there is a fierce competition. That's very good. Abhishek is on top. There's a fierce competition going over here. In the first episode, Mr. Bean is taking a calculus test. The problem is he has studied different subjects. What subject he has studied? In the first episode, you can see Mr. Bean taking a calculus test. But the problem is he has studied some other subject. What subject did he study? That's from the first episode. And yes, the answer is, this was surprising for me. He had studied trigonometry. He had studied trigonometry, not calculus. So Abhishek on third, Viresh on top, Prashant on second. Like the people who are not in top 5 come into the top first 2 positions. That's how the competition is fierce. That's really good. Every question top 5 is changing. Visma is after a long in top 5. Last question. Which was the highest rated Mr. Bean episode of all time? Which episode is rated very high in all time by the viewers? The Trouble with Mr. Bean, The Return of Mr. Bean, The Mr. Bean Rise Again, Curse of Mr. Bean. There's a high probability you will get it wrong. Yes, I was knowing a lot of you will vote for Return of Mr. Bean. The correct answer is Trouble of Mr. Bean. Trouble of Mr. Bean is the highest rated episode of Mr. Bean. I'm expecting a totally different podium today. On third, we have Prashant, well-maintained Prashant. Naren on second, well played Naren. And on the top, we have Viresh MG, well played Viresh, 5 out of 5 correct. Abhishek and Loyal Fan ended up being the runner-ups, well played both of you. So that's all. Prashant and this Viresh, they made a lateral entry into the top 5. First 3 questions, they were not even in top 5 also. Gaurav 8th, Sanat 25th, Siddharth 6th, just missed Siddharth, just missed. So this was an easy question. So when the quiz is easy, everybody will vote correctly. All you have to maintain a good speed of voting. Yes. Chalo guys, study well, enjoy your weekend, make plans, execute it, prepare very well for all your tests tomorrow. I hope you guys remember there is a test tomorrow. So prepare very well for it. Yes, Presh, I'll show it. So Preksha, your homework slide was this one. Just a minute. Yes, Preksha. This is your homework slide, Preksha. Samriddhi, we are already doing it. Most likely it will be done within this week for the remaining chapters. We have to cut the module, like it is not chapter wise, right? We have to cut the module. We have already sent it to the typist team. It will be done by this week, I guess. No, Preksha, I used to, I left. All right. Chalo, take care all of you. Have a good day ahead. I left that also, Preksha. Whatever you watch, I have left everything. Chalo. Take care all of you. Have a good day ahead. And I feel it boring now, Preksha. That's why. We'll see that Pranav. If we can get it, we'll do it. Chalo. Let's end it here, guys. Study well for tomorrow. Wish you all the very best. And may God bless you all.